You got it. Okay, excellent. Got it. Okay, excellent. Right, I can hear myself. Voila. Okay, welcome everybody. Pretty much everybody. Minel, I'm going to rename you as well, so bear with me. So you're 4. Just in case we get hundreds of people joining the AGM, you never know. M Lataben, namaste. Ashok Bhai is there, good. Nitesh Thakkar. I suppose I better rename him and bring it to the top, Nitesh. So he's number 5. Nitesh Bhai, video पर हाउस होता है तो हमने खबर कर कि तू छे बीजू कोई छे नहीं ना. I'll unmute you. You're driving. Okay, so I've got you asking from you. Okay, you're driving?
Yeah.
Acha, you're very far away from somewhere.
No, I'm just going home now, so yeah, should we have to stay on?
Yeah, you can come off if you want the video if you like.
No, it's okay, don't worry, I'm here.
Lovely, thank you. Seema Ben, namaste. I'm just gonna where's she gone? There she is. Just going to rename you to bring it to the top of the stack, as they say. 06. Wonderful. Right, this is live on YouTube, as I said to some of the people that had joined earlier on. And we're recording this based on a private link. Seema, it will save a lot of effort for minutes purposes, because you can just refer to this video for a link and I take it all down, and as we did for last year. So chalu kari, okay? So just a quick a warm welcome to everybody that's joined today. Thank you for making the time. Other people can join as they come in. As you're aware, this is a reconvened AGM from 24th of July, when we didn't quite have the required quorum of 40 people, LCSL members. And today is there's no requirement as such for the adjourned meeting to be to have a quorum. So we can start at any point in time. After 7 days notice, apiti badane. And the meeting, the minutes, when I share it, you'll see it. No. Fun time. That notice was sent out, okay, to over Facebook, so a lot of things are the same. I'm proposing that when we cover the agenda, so please either drop me a line by chat as a private line or a public line. There's no problem to everyone if you've got a question, or if you know how, raise a hand within your session, and I should be able to see you, and we can take it from there. Okay, so raise a hand, and the first opportune moment we'll do that. Otherwise, I shall leave most of you on mute with a view we can proceed with the meeting, and then as the time comes, we can pick up people and get them to join on the thing. The Zoom screen name to reflect your own name, we've got that for everybody. There's not a problem. And we keep on mute until your video speak up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so before we go anywhere, as I said, thank you very much. Have a nice sunny evening. Dinaben, welcome. And what we'll do is protocol to samjhavi દીધો કે બધાને મ્યુટ ઉપર રાખશું, પણ આપણે એક શોર્ટ પ્રાર્થનાથી ચાલુ કરીએ as we do all our meetings. So એક ગાયત્રી મંત્ર ચાલુ કરશું, એક ગાયત્રી મંત્ર અને શાંતિ કરી, અને પછી we can go straight into the meeting. For all those who joined later, this meeting is being recorded, and we will have that record on file as a private link on our YouTube channel, which is only available to people if I make the link available. Okay. Unmute તમારે જો થવું હોય, so please put your hand up or drop me a line on chat. Thank you. So let's just do the Gayatri Mantra very briefly, and straight after, hold a minute's silence for those people who have passed away in the last year. So we can do that. Remember, latest one being Shantavai Dattani, who a few months back passed away, and everybody else that's left us of the last year. So just do the Gayatri Mantra, please. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you. What I'll do is actually allow you guys to unmute yourself whenever you want to. So you can. There's no limit. Nobody needs to put their hand up. There's only a few people there. Apologies, formal apologies. So AG apologies. Other than that, nobody else has apologized as such from the committee or from the public in that respect. Okay. Ajay is running a bit late somewhere else. So if we could make a start. The first item on our agenda is the minutes of the last AGM. I mean, last time I'd actually shared that the minutes up there. And the last meeting was held on 25th of April, 2021. Can everybody see the size of the font? All nod vehemently. Thank you. And nothing much to report other than the fact it was on Zoom, so it is an accurate, if not a very accurate number. Record of the meeting. There was only one particular action outstanding, but we do need to approve the minutes. And that action I did highlight somewhere. There you go, further down. Okay, so the action I have to pick up Korsu. But if we could initially, all I can say is it covers our usual standard of minutes. Welcome to AGM at the executive members conference present at our minutes of the last AGM were approved by Ashok Bhai, seconded by Ashok Bhai Suresh Lakhani. Matters arising, president's report, projects updated, which I'll give again for this time. Mandir Stapna report, which I also have in my report. Some other news and events, property update, and then the actual auditor's reports and approval accounts, which is what Sunil and Nilesh covered very well last time. And AOBIMA, update item. So those are the things that we did, and then the new committee was elected. The only action outstanding was for Jain Baikari raised the point that my conference room change Karocho into a marriage suite. Will you rename it to show the proposed use as a marriage suite rather than calling it a conference room, which we all have been? So I think I said we would follow up on a consultation with the two major donors, and we will do that once we've got this in the pipeline. Wooden floor thank you, which, as you know, and a marriage certificate application will happen once we get the doors sponsor agreed to actually do the necessary. And we will certainly have a view to what we can call it, something reasonable. Okay, so that action is actually ongoing till we get the marriage certificate through. But we will rename it to something like marriage suite rather than conference room. And that will point out where it is. The election was recorded, appointments of the auditors were done, and a short address from me. So if everybody's reasonably happy with that, unless there's if there's any questions, please unmute. Otherwise, unmute and approve. So one person to approve the minutes and another to actually second the minutes, please. Thank you. Unmute, please, Joshua. Thank you. Ashok, are you proposing or seconding Nilesh?
Yeah, approved.
So Nilesh is approved. Thank you. And Ashok, are you came on? You've unmuted. Did you?
Of course. Yeah.
So you're seconding. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. So minutes approved by Nilesh and second by AV. Okay, the one action, as I said, outstanding for the actions outstanding, which is matters arising, was just that. Marriage suite, not a naam vichar karso, and we can make it a bit more meaningful name once we've got the marriage suite in place. Okay. All right. So if there's nothing else to say, I'd like to move on to the President's report and projects update. I mean, last time, as I can briefly show you on that flyer that was shared, most of you saw it, and I sent it out by newsletter and all that, has the full report inside, okay? And if for the sake of brevity on this Zoom meeting, rather than have you read it, I will just outline what we've done over the year and what we ended up actually. Lovely. So Jen is actually coming as well. Thank you. So what we did was the report basically acknowledged the fact that the mandir was up and running, said a very big thank you to our key sponsors for each of the murtis and the photographs, and donations were acknowledged for the bays, and જે બધું કામકાજ થયું એ પ્રમાણે અને ફ્યુચરમાં આપણે શું યુઝ કરવાના છે એ જરા નેરેટ કર્યું હતું based on the committee meetings that we had કે આપણે રેગ્યુલર ભજન ઇવેન્ટ્સ છે હનુમાન ચાલીસા જલારામ બાપા ભજન છે બધું કરવાની ઈચ્છા છે sometime after next AGM once we have a committee in place and people that can act as volunteers and come in. The one thing that happens every Sunday, which is great news, is કે આપણા જલારામ બાપાનો જે ફંક્શન છે એમાં બધા જેટલા sponsorship જેટલા આપણે volunteers બધા આવે છે, we always open up the temple on Sunday. આપણે બાપાનો દીવો કરીએ છીએ, થાળ ગાઈએ છીએ અને એના પછી આપણે પ્રસાદી બધાને મોકલાવીએ છીએ. So Sunday it is always open by the sheer effort that we're doing. And on that day, Sadavrat Seva થાય છે, બાપાનો દીવો થાય છે, and the mandir is open. Everybody is welcome to join on that day. I have also been saying to people, okay, do please come. If you want to come as a family, or if you're isolating or something or vulnerable and feel like you want not many people there, then please call me and we'll arrange a special visit as well if you like. So Gaikale, for example, was it yesterday? Monday, thank you. Monday evening, I had a visit from Pramod Bhai Thakkar, Dhirubhai Sanghani, who was one of our major sponsors for Jalaram Sadavara, and a chap called Sanjay Rugani, who was actually a trustee on the Raghuvanshi Association, North London. So look, Avyata for discussing the Jalaram temples worldwide, the project Karanachino, Bangalore at the end of this year. But I took the advantage of that and said, look, our mandir kholi, we were there for about 10-15 minutes, mandir kholi, darshan karaiva, and all very complimentary, excellent feedback as always. And Dhirubhai is a big supporter of ours. He was there at the opening as well, and very complimentary about the work that's done. Okay, Deepak is here. Deepak is on. Thank you, Deepak. Deepak, I've got you set up so you can unmute if you wish. It is okay to do so. Okay, I'm just going through my report. Storage extension, after report currently report ma, it was finished, completion on as best as we could to get it to where we are. It has been very useful and allows us to clear the conference room area for the first time ever. After with the furniture, Jalam Bapan with the supplies, decor stock છે બધું ladies નું બધું સાથે આપણે program કર્યા બધું સાથે આપણે ત્યાં રાખી દીધું છે, and it is proving very useful. Jayantibhai Bhatia, thank you for joining in. Kumudini Ben, thank you for making it in as well.
Jai Shri Krishna બધાને, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna bhai. So આપણે અત્યારે report through જાઉં છું અને પછી we'll pick up some more stuff. Registry marriage facility project on a slider doors. ત્યારે we report કરેલું હતું. We have got a prospective sponsor. And details are being ironed out as a very final thing by Hitesh Thakkar. And as soon as we know, and we can actually do that, we will take that on board and reveal the sponsor nate, and we will take it from there. Okay, so they have sponsored both the doors for the separation of the marriage suite from the dining area, and also the dining hall and the main hall. So okay. Bija the community reports me update type of the Vadil Club, Table Tennis Club, Bhajan Club, Bereavement Subcommittee, Jalaram Sadavrat Seva, LCUK and LMP liaison. LMP is Lohana Mahaparishad, ke jevoni સાથે આપણે ભેગા થયા હતા, and we were lucky that we had Satish Bhai Vitlani. He attended on site and he was taken care of while I was away by our quite a few of our key team members. And we joined with the Chopra Pujan program last year with Lohana in North London, Zumu Paratu. And the decision was they promoted LCUK would host it with a view to having everybody there across the UK join in. It was a very good turnout. We had a Diwali program. We had the Diwali Chopra Pujan. Saraskitu. Up to Facebook, YouTube, and newsletter I reported is doing very well. Promotion outlets, they're very successfully done. 1500 subscription for Facebook. Newsletter has been going out regularly. Community websites, we've got 3. They're fully up to date and doing well. And the Mahila support, I was made a special mention of Mahila support throughout the year. Very grateful for the committed support from our ladies for all the major efforts. But that projects across ladies have been very, very prevalent. The wives of key members, Koki She, Bina Patani, and Bansri, together with others like Dina bin Ganatra, Malti bin Ganatra, Nanim bin Pau, Himlata bin Kanabar, Minal Hemraj, Badan a special mention, Salah bin Gandecha for the dedicated work she's been doing for Seva, and Mandina events with Asaras Gyache because of that as well. I put a big thank you at the end for the executive and their support for the project and for giving me another very active year. But without their support, none of this is feasible. Mandinu project took a large slice of our time out, and Sunil dedicated a lot of time with Koki on that as well, in the design of the actual temple itself. And the items with the Kariti in terms of celebrations went fantastically well. Narendra put in got together the presentation of plaques for all our past presidents. That was very well received as well. So I think we did immensely well, a very good year. And that sort of brings me to the end of my report and projects update. When questions hoy, so feel free to unmute yourself and take it as a one at a time. I want control just to unmute and give feedback as necessary, or questions if you got any, please. Yeah, check any questions. There was a 2-pager, fairly full. I'll go to detail of the Saturday. Okay, no questions. That's great. But then a copy to my all this AGM, my present credit printed copies. My thanks to Ashok Bhai and Chailin, by the way, for getting the printing done of that brochure. 185 copies. We spent well over 270, 280 pounds on postage in the printing, and it was sent out. One of the key things I'd like to do for after this report is to take an action. We say to people, look, we can't afford to keep on sending out printed copies simply because the sheer cost of printing and the sheer cost of postage, and then let alone that the time. So we have to take people onto email. Most people are on email or even WhatsApp. So I need to email the WhatsApp combination karsu, and we can send it out as a PDF across that. Out of the membership, around 300 or 340 odd were sent off via Facebook and an e-newsletter. Okay, so if people are happy, unless you've got any other observations, I suggest we take an action for the incoming committee, which will actually allow for a much harder push, so we don't have to go through the effort. It's quite a job, and it's a good thing we have people in-house. We missed Suresh Bhai, Usha Ben, who is always doing our packaging for us. But beta stamps never do. We brought back the old times of vision. happy memories as they were. It's a painful task, so I don't think I want to go through that again. So thank you. Okay, Bija questions, Chair?
Just one point, if you don't mind.
Bolna?
Can you give me the cost? Cost message leaflet. You said it's very high.
Yeah, so 220 odd pounds printing, and then postage at 85 pence, 185 copies. My person net, I can't present Kerache, as in I did the draft account.
You're looking at 350, 400, am I right?
Sorry, so 400 pounds Jaisha. But Deepak is the minute. The effort in getting these things printed, collected, envelopes bought, put into packages, put stamps on there, put labels on there is a huge task. Huge task. And you know what? The shame of it, unfortunately, is that we didn't have a quorum. Okay? So that I felt, my personal opinion, is a shame. And no real feedback. Nothing at all. Okay, so I think we should
partly because of summer holidays as well. When
yeah.
I personally feel that we should be communicating at least once in a year. Once or twice we should send out.
Sure.
Because people forget there's a community existing as well. Those who are not accessible to the technology, I feel that once or twice we should send.
Well, we've sent it once a year every year because we do that for the AGM and reports. And I think if you convert more people to WhatsApp, practically the majority of the population now, even the elderly, have WhatsApp available. and I could easily find a mechanism to send out WhatsApps with the PDF.
I guess WhatsApp would be much better than email.
No, Deepak, send by email and by WhatsApp, and then it's on Facebook as well, so that we've got a fairly tight coverage.
Yeah, WhatsApp is fine. Yeah.
Okay, so that was the action. I thought about it, and I thought you're right. I mean, not many people, or half the population, or maybe more, I don't know what the percentages are, may not have emails, or we haven't got their email addresses. So we can do it on WhatsApp and I go from there. And not a WhatsApp group, just send them out so that they can get information about it. And encourage them to come on email so that they can get regular updates for the social diary. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. So next item on the agenda, item number 4, is a property update. Property barama etlu જ કહેવાનું કે we've had one little mishap. Well, it was a bit more than a little one. Our main hall ma leak thyo to flat roof, just above where we got our Ram Darbarno photo છે ને wall ઉપર. And that water came through. Initially, we thought it was the guttering, but it wasn't. There was a very heavy rainfall up in storm thyo to ત્યારે. And it wasn't just there. It was in the toilets area where it usually comes in. And we have some in the dividing wall between the dining hall and the main hall, because that's the roof above that is flat, and Imajarak pointing work was missing. So the good news is we got the pointing work done. I had somebody come around, Pele Ekwa Trikari flat roof Karwana. It sorted out the problem on the gents side and over the conference room, but didn't sort out the problem over the main roof. So since then, I got another guy who was a specialist, particularly a specialist, not a DIY handyman. And he came around and he's done some work, cost about £350 plus VAT, so 420 apiache. And he has done what they call a larger patch. Even is definitely not coming from where you think it is at the end. It's going down because the slope towards the guttering. So Ibadu Kari and Satya Karamushe, and it's worked out quite well. It's come to a point now where we haven't had any rain, unfortunately. It'll test nothing, but nobody can tell 100% till it really chucks down. So આપણે બધા ભેગા થઈને પ્રાર્થના કરીએ for more reason than one કે આપણું roof test થઈ જાય, અને સાથે most important, તો rain આવે તો આ બધા farmers ને બધા suffer કરે છે, they can have some rainwater down. But I will keep you posted, no doubt. And એના પછી we need to consider a claim with Hitesh Bhai Thakkar, આપણા esteemed insurance agent, and find out what the cost is of the repaint job. The repaint is quite substantial this time because it's affected the roof, it's affected the side walls, it's affected the walls on the other side, it's got the wall on the dining area. So kafi generation. Jo khali touch up thing thatway, so then it may not be that high, but we can get an official opinion, and then I can talk with Hitesh and I take it from there. Okay. Maintenance wise, Rupen and Jay Lakhani. Now Jay was going to join. Jay, one of these, on his way back down from Leicester. Jay and Rupen have been immensely useful. Always been around when I've had issues in terms of roof or anything else. And Rupen certainly comes around like a shot and it tells me, what we should and shouldn't do. And also helps out with other instances like Julab Hindora Banawanata. He was there with Sunil, and a Hindora built connect from the garage. So thank you to Rupen for making it available, and Jay specifically for the extension project, the build of it, which was excellent. He got the builder and he managed it very well. Property wise, otherwise, after cleaning regularly, everybody that comes to the hall, whether it's first time or later, always comments on how clean and tidy and smart it looks, including paintwork. Quick update on the strips. The strips for Nikalato, for example, Hemlata Beniche, a couple of others. I got the strips done. I replaced the strip for Ashok Bhai and family for the larger strip, so it's more readable over the family. Ganpati Dada Boluma. And I got some plaques done as well. What I haven't got, and I've asked for, is plaque details for all the sponsors, the Murti and Efota. So you look at a deadline, so we can try and finish that during this month, which will be quite nice. Yeah. And we can take it from there. Somebody is Sunil, mute karo, try and get some noise. Okay. So what we'll do is I've asked for details, and I've also got a query from Mr. Radi, Harinda Radi, donation. Acknowledge nothing to you. The NME Sunil is confirmed it has come through. And what we'll do is get that strip done as well at the same time as I order the next batch. Okay. So Sate Thai Jase, and we're looking good. As far as the donations wall is concerned, લગભગ બધું છે. તૈયારી બધી થઈ ગઈ છે, by the way. You'll have seen lots of empty slots for things for the C5 size plaques for the mandir, etc. It is going to need a fair bit of maintenance. We have got a budget around 3,500 to 4,000 pound reserve કર્યા છે. કિચનમાં થોડી ચીજો છે. હમણાં મેં બધા bulbs replace કરાવ્યા into LED, simply because the cost of lighting up the place is huge. And I'm not talking about all the bulbs, because we can't do the ones on the roof as yet, because those are roof lights, Aki lights, and they are very expensive. They're 160, 170 pounds each. So we need to work some method of doing it. But you'll spotlight bulbs at foyer conference room. Jam feasible to Ricardo Chiapo, the guy who does our safety, health and safety and CCTV, etc. I got to buy a pack and actually install new bulbs and replace a couple of lights in the conference, in the entrance foyer as well. So it's nice and bright, and it's much cheaper to run. So it should cost us less as well. Ultimately, the target should be to get not just more eco-friendly, but also save some money so that we can get LED lights everywhere. Yeah. Bills never pay thai che. Nothing huge has come through. I don't know how this new gap, this raising the whatever for the energy business is going to affect us. We are paying a very nominal fee for our water and for our gas. Electricity still hasn't caught up with us, even though I've tried umpteen times. So they just haven't got their act together. We are totally in the clear, but the open record, they haven't come back. Okay, but we paid our bills. I don't know what the impact will be, but we need to review. I'm sure it'll go up. The unfortunate thing is businesses don't have that stopgap at the top. It doesn't apply. It only applies to domestic customers. So up on the cal also when the supplier comes in. Okay. Any other updates? Oh yes, sorry. Yeah, floor conference room, no? Or the new marriage suite. The floor was done and sponsored and obtained the sponsorship obtained by Jay Ganatra, and we've got that done and it's ready. Sorry, gentlemen, bolo.
It's for our peace of mind. કે આપણે અત્યારે ગવર્મેન્ટ રેગ્યુલેશન્સ ને રૂલ્સ ચેન્જ થાય છે રિગાર્ડિંગ ધ ફાયર. આપણે એમાં આવી fully what's the word I'm looking for?
Compliant.
Are we instruction નવી આવી છે, તો are you up to date with that?
Totally.
Fire entrance ને આપણે okay છીએ ને?
But the complete, fully compliant chair. We just paid over £400 for a full inspection by a certified company. Ricardo comes in, he checks our fire extinguishers, checks our fire alarm, our replacement batteries. Everything's going to come clean at 4 years. Extinguishers are replaced. Health and safety wise, we've got a fire report commissioned as well. Everything is in order. We got signposts declared diagram that tell you where the fire exits are. All the fire exit lights by law have to be replaced every 4 years because they're emergency lights check in. So he has come in and he comes in once in a year to check that out, and the second time again just to check out inspection-wise CCTV in Badu. So to answer your question, fully compliant. And in our certification and our reports, Badu. Okay, thank you. That is very much in order. Okay. Anybody else? Bija koi property par check hai jawab? Aap a question, sorry. Sawal check koi baki? Okay, I will move on to the next item, which is the auditor's report and approval of accounts. Sunil, you did a very thorough walkthrough of the thing at the AGM. I will put up what sort of order would you like this? Do you want the LCSL one first or?
Yeah, okay. So a bit of good news from my side. Okay, look, no glasses.
Hey!
But other than that, no, all okay. Let's start with Luana Community South London and get that out of the way, please.
Oh God, 2020 vision che to other pakada.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with this LCSL. Here we go. Can you see that? Sunil Dekashana.
Yep. Okay. So page 2.
Page 2. Here we go. Account report. No, not that one. Here we go. Income and expenditure account.
Yeah. So that's the income and expenditure account.
Yeah.
There is hardly anything going on with Luana Community. It's semi-dormant.
Right.
But all the subscriptions, the life membership and subscriptions share, they are processed through Luana Community South London.
Yeah.
So in this year, 2021, year ended 31st December 2021, we only had one subscription that came in. Other than that, from an income perspective point of view, we have not had any transactions. If you turn to page 3, which is the balance sheet, our main asset really is the loan that LCSL has given to Raghuvanshi in the sum of £105,515. So the other side of the entry will be shown as creditors in Raghuvanshi Association. We've got just over £1,000 in the bank. So other than that, we don't have very much else to report on as far as Loana Community South London is concerned. So if somebody has any questions, I'm quite prepared to answer them.
Anybody? No? Okay, proceed. I will put the next one. Sujay, next Aryan.
Okay, so next one is Raghuvanshi Association. Now, if you go to the very last page, the detailed events and the functions analysis chair.
Right, here we go.
Okay, thanks, Ajay. I think you can see we were partly operating through the COVID time. Yeah. Now things were very difficult to operate from a practicality point of view in terms of trying to do the functions in the hall. And a lot of this activity that took place was online. Despite the difficulty we have had, we have produced surpluses on almost every event that we held because naturally expenses were quite low. But nevertheless, the functions took place and they were all profitable, as you can see. To add to that, we've had the Mandir donations, a part of that came through, which was a huge bonus, 17,301 during the period to 31st January. Another major one is obviously always Vadil Club, who due to their inoperation gave us £2,000. So that's a real bonus for us.
Yeah.
Other than that, we've had one major boost, which was the lottery grant, which we completed.
Yeah.
Lottery grant, no, we haven't shown much as a surplus or a deficit. And they would normally check after about a year, saying that have we spent the money on the causes that we told them that we were going to spend it on.
Yeah.
What we did was apaji kharcha hata in terms of running various Chalaram Sadabat exercises and so on, and also one internal entry in terms of the rents it would have costed us to run those events. We have processed through lottery grant through our prime books of entry. That's okay. If they were to ever come back and ask us, look, where have you spent the money, or have you spent all the money? And the answer is categorically yes, and here is the account. So that's one of the things. The lottery grant, I must mention, despite the fact that we received £10,000 as lottery grant, we had to pay a consultant £6,000 of that fund as professional fees. So the surplus net bottom line for us was £4,000. But it's something that I think it was worth doing it just for the sake of doing the lottery grant application and so on. Other than that, we have got, if you turn to the previous page, Ajay.
So which is the previous page?
Events and functions, financial and as a penultimate page.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is basically a summary of all the events and income and so on. But if you look towards the bottom of the page, we've got gift aid. We have claimed gift aid of 7719. So that is all functioning quite well. We are very conscientiously processing all the claims very diligently. There is not being any comeback from Inland Revenue. So that's all operating very nicely. The whole higher costs, just 4 lines from the bottom, is quite high, and that is because we processed those transactions for the lottery grant. We did not rent out the hall as much as we had expected to because of COVID and so on. But of late, I can see there has been a lot of movement that is producing more rentals. To give you an idea, roughly before COVID struck us, we were generating in excess of £10,000 in rental income. So that's how down we would have been effectively. Other than that, I think the surplus from an income perspective point of view has been about £47,000. So Ajay, if you go to the previous page to that will give us a detailed income trading and income and expenditure account. Okay, here we are. So this gives us total donations and income received and the total expenses spent. So this would cover things like general water rates, power, light and heat, repairs and renewals, legal fees that I mentioned earlier, and a bit of paper rent, which is £1,000 for depreciation. And if you go towards the bottom of the page, you got the interest paid on loan of £3,614. So that's a lot lower than previous years. And when I come to the balance sheet, I'll tell you why it is quite low this time around. Ajay, if you can go to the balance sheet on page 4. Before that. Okay, here we are. Right, so the balance sheet basically tells us what effectively our net book worth is as far as Raghuvanshi Association is concerned. So the bottom line, right at the bottom, is just over £1 million. Now, this is the book value of Raghuvanshi Association. It's not necessarily the market value, because remember, our property is shown at book value. Market value could be something very different. But nevertheless, we are looking at £1 million plus surplus, which is very good going, really. The major assets are obviously our property and the various repairs and the Mandir project that we took on. The cash balance is quite healthy, £56,000 at that time, and in fact, it's more now. Here we come to the creditors. Now, during that year, we converted the loan from Damecha to our new sponsors, Ganatra Trust. That is shown as payable outside 1 year because that's a very structured loan. Now we are due to repay that over 10 years effectively. So £15,000 each year to be paid together with the accrued interest. The accrued interest will be at 3%. Basically, if you take £150,000 at 3%, that's effectively what our interest rate would be on an annual basis, and going down because as soon as you pay the 15, then it's 135,000 at 3% and so on. Repayment, loan interest. So that's all going very well. So generally, I would commend the accounts. They are very profitable. There is nothing untoward that I can see happening within the financial statements. And thankfully, we have got Nailesh Bhai, who has certified these accounts. We don't necessarily require an audit of these accounts because the audit will be very expensive and we don't need it personally. So he has certified all the transactions. So thank you to Nailesh Bhai, who's continuously doing this on a free basis. So it's much appreciated. And I think we also need to thank Hitan. Now, Hitan has very diligently been doing the gift aid claims for us. And there's some good news. Yes, since year end, we have got in excess of another 9,000 pounds that have come into our bank account for the gift aid. So it's getting better and better, really, in terms of the way we operate. Other than that, I don't have very much to report on. So if you've got any questions for me, I'll gladly answer them.
One from me, Sunil.
Yes, go ahead.
After to mention the loan was 3% above base, right? So given the rate has gone up.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yep.
There is likely, well, we're obliged to pay 3% above base. So it'll put
yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whether it's pro rata or whatever, we need to say that, but just to clarify, yeah?
Yes, and it will be pro rata. So a difficult calculation, but yes, that's correct, Ajay.
Okay, thanks. Okay, anybody else? Did you have any questions here? If not, we need somebody to approve the accounts and somebody to second. On questions, please raise. Deepak, you can unmute, right? Oh. Deepak, the chance itaro much. Deepak. Okay, in which case, Nilesh, can you make a final comment on the accounts? I think you did that last time at the AGM anyway, which was adjourned.
Yeah, thank you, Ajay. No, I think Sunil has covered everything quite well. So I think I don't need to add anything to it except to say Sunil and Koki have done a very good job in maintaining the records and doing the bookkeeping throughout the year, as they've been doing for so many years. So I'm very grateful for their input in this. And I do have a general comment, or maybe just to know what the members feel. When we present these accounts, are the members, are they happy to see these accounts? Because I think quite a lot of members are not conversant with the figures. So would they like to see a little bit more, how do I say, friendly set of accounts rather than this type of accounts, or are they quite happy with this? Or I'm not quite sure. It's just a general thing that I get a feeling that there might be, not everybody in our community may be able to be very conversant with all these figures given to them. I'm just putting this on as a general thing,
Okay. Example because you know what, I agree with you. I think some of the detail is quite heavy. Whilst you and Sunil obviously need to be involved.
Yeah, no, I will obviously liaise with Sunil first, but it was just as a general thought that whether maybe the members would have liked to see a bit more friendly accounts presentation rather than in the way that we've done it. I mean, we've been doing quite a number of years now, but this thought came up with whether.
And my input on this, Nilesh, has been that it's a requirement from the past. Every function that we hold should have a separate P&L account. Yeah, which is what we are showing in detail at the back. Okay. Yeah, and I think that was always been a requirement all the way through, which previously was becoming a very difficult exercise to do. But nevertheless, if they want to go past that, then it'll be a lot easier. But nevertheless, I think from an internal control perspective point of view, if every project is controlled on that basis, then it does make sense. But I agree with you that if there is some way of simplifying some of these things, then we should do it.
No, I agree with you, Sunil, totally, because these statutory accounts are required anyway. Correct. For presentation and also to submit to the Companies House and the Charities Commission. So the format that we've got is fine, absolutely, but for presentation at the AGMs, whether there is any simplification that we could introduce.
I think we should. Yeah, most people know interest is more about which functions we held, how did they do, and then what is the bottom line.
Yeah.
The other, Maaf Karjiya, I was a director of a limited company for 17 to 20 years.
Yeah, sure.
I still never got into it in terms of the detail.
No, this is what I was sort of.
So I think Hiten had made a suggestion to simplify it also.
Yeah.
Just after the last proposed AGM.
Yeah.
And he was going to put something together for us. So let the three of us have a look at it as accountants. And see whether it's a possibility, because that might help people understand the accounts a little bit better, really.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
No, I think apart from that, no, thank you. Otherwise, everything is fine.
Great. Okay. So I think, yeah, some sort of format of it would be quite nice. Be good. Chunibai is to join. Welcome, Chunibai. And what we'll do, if there's no other comments, is can I have somebody propose and then somebody second the accounts? Just a formality, it needs to be done. So Hiten, are you proposing? And Chunibai is seconding? Thank you. Okay, so Chunibai was at the first AGM as well, sat through the whole presentation, which was then, we did make good use of the time. So thank you, Chunibai. Okay, that's the approval of the accounts done. We move on to the other part, which is any other business with the permission of the chair. Koike particular item for discussion at the AGM today. But what I have got is I'd like to use the slot to remind people of the next few forthcoming social events. We've got quite a heavy August. Shravan on a chebo do abre Hindoran budu kairu. So Hindora program was excellent. Our Saturday na coach trip to Eastbourne. And Dinaben is been taking care of all of that in some intense detail, fabulously. It is fully sold out. And not only that, but the itinerary is lovely. So Dinaben, thank you. Tickets baki nathi, unfortunately, and all 49 tickets sold. Tayari with the Bofine Teja. And Gentibai Bhatia and Anila Bhabi are going to be hosting us in Brighton to the extent, Brighton, the Eastbourne, I apologize. And they will actually be presenting us with fresh buttertan shark and chash and laying out the picnic and all that. And Jentibai is making all the sagor for marquees and all that. So full on, excellent. And I just want to record my personal thanks for sorting out. Thank you, Dinaben, as well. Dinaben has done a stunning job in getting all the bits and pieces. After total cow catering karayu and a 25 palma breakfast of jalebi gatia dokra, lunch ma thepla shark mithai chash with sathe. And then on the way back, Crowley Mandir, where we're going to stop apre Karwana che Loti Notsav Tianga, which would be quite nice. Again, organized by Dinaben. I've set up the scenario with Crowley, and they've invited us to come Karawamate. And a Karine Sathe apre Tiati with Chai Pani Karine Pasa Kariam just Satha be okay. Back at the hall. So we started at 8 o'clock and back at the hall. So thank you for that. That's excellent. 20th na August is the one to remember next, which is Janmashtami. So Vismi Tarik Che, and it is a Saturday. After Janmashtami flyer has already been put out. And please try and make it at the hall, because after whole we will have it on Zoom as well for the people that desperately cannot get there. Sponsorship is going well. We've got Kanuro already sponsored, live Kanuro from Multiben Ganatra, Ramesh Ganatra and family. And 3 or 4 other sponsors have come through. So any other sponsors, very welcome. Janmashtami is a very popular event up in Mate. Minal is making some gorgeous cakes. And we should be looking forward to some nice designs, etc. Fine Karyakram che, Bodhusapi Nandutsav, Garba che. Jentibai is organizing all the entertainment that day, booking musicians, getting bhajans organized. So Ajit me group mamukyu che, after discussion with him, please join. If anybody wants to sing, we have live musicians, tabla and harmonium avana che, to any sathe thai jase, okay? Shiv Abhishek Puja, 25th of August. Within the range of the Shravana, proposal from Sejal Majitya and her family. They wanted to sponsor the event to the extent of Prasad Nebadu. And we have taken up their offer, very generous offer, for that day, 25th now, to actually have a Shiv Puja. And we are very lucky. Kapri Pase Mira Benche Desai, who comes on our bhajan clubs and is a very, very long-standing worker with Dinaben on their ladies' programs over there. And Tevo Pote Puja Karanch. As a matter of fact, she's doing the pujas on this Saturday as well. Shiv Puja Karanch and Bichupa. So that is going to take place. We need people to register. It's is it £11? Yeah, £11 per person. And jo joda so to puja karwana che shivling layo padse tamare. Pasaras puja thawani che, conducted by Miraben and then followed by Prasadi Nebadu Sati. Okay. So that is on Thursday, the 25th of August. And last but not least, 31મી ઓગસ્ટના ગણેશ ચતુર્થી છે. And although we don't officially celebrate it, more as a nice, auspicious coincidence, our Bhajan Club, which has been going so well, every 5 to 6 weeks આપણે practice કરીએ છીએ અને ભજન સંધ્યા કરીએ છીએ, joined by people right around the world, as a matter of fact. So, we get Kisumu, we get Toronto, sometimes California, depending who's coming through. Small, but very, very successful program. And સરસ જાય છે. So, એમાં એ દિવસે થીમ છે ગણેશ ચતુર્થી અને ગણપતિ દાદાના આપણે સ્પેશિયલ ભજન કરવાનું છે. I'll be producing a special promotion video, hopefully. And if you can we please, as a community and committee, join and enjoy the program, because બહુ મજા આવશે તમને. Nice variety of singers. 12 જણા 13 જણા ગવડાવશે. A couple of people will do the opening ને બધું અને મજા પડશે. So 31st August na છે. Okay. Other thing to mention is the first committee meeting has already been set up, as most of you are aware. આપણે 18મી ઓગસ્ટના, which is next week Thursday, we have our first committee meeting, LCSL committee meeting scheduled. Thank you very much for all the feedback. Okay, a lot of you are happy to come on at the hall, which is magic. But the bigger task આપણે જો બહુ જણા હશે who want to join and they can't make it to the hall, then we'll set up a little Zoom session as well, so that nobody misses out based on the new committee. Okay, so the committee, the main attraction there, as I said in the committee thing, is that Deepak and Minal have spent a fair bit of time, and we had a little session yesterday at the hall where they've got a very exciting diary set up. Our usual programs so છે, પણ સાથે સાથે 2-3 નવા item આવ્યા છે, 4 નવી item આવી છે, which is very interesting to look at. આપણે first and foremost, our Deepak is looking to organize a mehfil and a Diwali dinner and dance. A New Year's dinner and dance, which will be fabulous. Minal is looking to host a special program for children, a children's Diwali party, which will basically have some painting, games with the free of charge for children to come around for Diwali time, make a card and a painting. So, any details on the mouse. And last but not least, what was the other item that we said we do? Yes, potentially at the end of January, a real special program that we haven't done for a long, long time, a barn dance. So વિચાર કરીએ છીએ young and old ને ભેગા કેવી રીતના કરવા, and I think a barn dance will go down pretty well. So anyway, Deepak and Minal are going to present a proposal with some budgets, and they will do that, and we get people to dress up in your best cowboy outfits and hats, and they come and do some barn dancing. Locate a special group, and they say ખાવાનું બધું, that sort of style, barbecue style food, and katak batak બધું હશે, મજા આવશે. So probably the last Saturday in January-ish. We'll firm up on that. Okay, so that is effectively the first committee meeting. Do join. There are committee members check as well in the continuing measure. We can take it from there. If there's any questions, please shout away. Navaratri in Bijbu cover thase. Deepak is going to go through the whole session, the whole diary, right up to Jalam Jayanti this year, and maybe even past that. Okay, so that will be at the first committee meeting. And invite only more like Zoom session, right? But it'll be at the hall. The objective is to hall private to Sam. And all people are. Chunibek, you can unmute back.
શિવ પૂજાના કેટલા છે?
11 pound છે ભાઈ. 11
Okay.
pounds. Yeah, તમારું નામ લખાવો હોય તો બંસરીને કહી દેજો, આપણે મિનલને કહી દેજો, દિનાબેનને કહી દેજો, whichever. Yeah, દિનાબેન.
અને મેન યજમાનના?
જી, મેન યજમાન આપણે મેઇન તો આપણે જે પ્રસાદનું છે એ તો થઈ ગયું છે. આલકા મજીઠે ફેમિલી, they have sponsored to the tune of 350. ના બધો પ્રસાદનો ખર્ચો એન્ટાયરલી એ લોકો આપી બેઝિકલી.
Okay.
They said no limit, અને એ લોકોએ સ્પેશિયલ મેન્યુ રિક્વેસ્ટ કર્યું છે.
Okay.
તો બીજું કઈ એવું હોય તમને ખ્યાલમાં તો કહેજો પ્લીઝ મને. બીજું કોઈ હોય તો કહેજો, અને તમારા ખ્યાલમાં હોય તો મને કહેજો. We will try and entertain as best as we can in terms of getting sponsors on board. All is welcome. Okay. Right. Anybody else? Going to be your comments, Chair? Nothing? No. Okay. In that case, at this point in time, we would say thank you very much to the public and step down and have the auditor take charge of the election. And with his kind permission, if you're okay with that, Lalish, I can conduct it over Zoom, fast pace.
Yeah, I think as we all know, I think there isn't any new. I think I believe there's no other new members.
No nominations, nothing going on. Within the 7 days, so we can put nominations here at the AGM, which is what's allowed.
Okay.
or agree as an AGM to continue with all the other balance that we haven't. So the official line is, the committee can carry on provided the AGM approves it. And if there are any changes to the executive or the committee, we should state them here as nominations, proposed and seconded. Okay. Is that okay? Yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So in the chair or president, we got no nominations. And I'm happy to continue on that chair. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Thank you. So secretary wise, Apre Hiten has been the secretary to date. And where's Hiten gone? Ah, he's just dropped out the room. Not for any reason, I'm sure. He has had a special request. I need some help. And Hiten has just come back. Hiten, welcome back, bye. So he's listening, I think. Okay. No, he's not. He's plugging in now. Hiten, we're just doing the elections, okay? I've just been elected. Your post, I've suggested having a discussions with yourself. There's no other nominations. Parn Sima, who is your assistant secretary, is willing to continue, willing to drop in as secretary for LCSL. Yeah, so would you kindly, if you're happy with that, propose, please. Unmute yourself and propose, and I will second.
I wholeheartedly propose that. Tremendous support. Thank you very much.
And I will second that, Sima. So consider yourself duly elected, unless there's anybody else here that has any other suggestions. No? Excellent. Well done. By the way, we have just made history. This is the first ever lady member to become an executive member on LCSL. First ever. All right. So
Well done.
that is tremendous. So you've done us proud. We appointed you, as in co-opted you as a vice chair, vice secretary. But by coming in formally now as the secretary, you have broken history, should we say?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
well done. We're looking forward to some wonderful work from you, which I'm sure you will achieve. Right?
I hope to achieve what is needed.
Thank you. Okay. On that note, we're not letting Hiten off the hook altogether, because Hiten will continue, and this is an agreement myself. I'm proposing that he does so as
Hiten bhai, you're on my speed dial, by the way.
yeah.
Am I? Oh my goodness.
So our secretary to come change formalities, company's house number. Can I please request Hiten for you to continue doing that? Yeah.
I'll continue with that.
Sima gets it. Sima will take the helm as far as minutes, regular administration, working with me, which is always a pleasure. And you will have the honor of just working with yourself and trying to get these submissions to companies' house in time.
Yes.
All right, good. Okay, so that's the president, the secretary done. The vice president, Hitesh Bhai Thakkar, તમે ઘરે પહોંચી ગયા તો તમારો વિડીયો તો ઓન કરો ને તમે જોઈએ કે સ્માઇલ કરો છો કે નહીં. So vice president Hitesh is happy to continue. I have a discussion with him. I don't know where he is at the moment. He may be just blanked out driving. But Hitesh is happy to continue as vice president. And he will do so. We have had no other nominations. Okay. So that's president, secretary, vice president, treasurer, Sunil, under duress for having had a lot of workload, is still very, very happy to continue on the basis that he will hold the fort. Done a sterling job over the last umpteen years, almost as long as any other treasurer. I think he's broken the record for any other treasurer so far. But Sunil, thank you for continuing. And we haven't got a nomination. What I would like to suggest is, and we've had this discussion, is perhaps you can nominate somebody and we can appoint them as co-opt them into the thing for you as your assistant treasurer.
Yeah, I think so. I'm on the lookout for somebody, and I'm quite happy to work alongside with them.
Yeah.
So that from probably next year onwards, they would take more of an active part.
Yeah. So
nevertheless, quite happy to carry on.
Yeah. So what કરી હતી મેં, and basically I've talked to Arvind Bhai. Arvind Bhai doesn't want to join the committee, but he will still do each function's accounts for you.
Okay. That's
all right. Like he has helped this year. I've done majority of them, but he has helped a lot as well. So and basically he will take that over almost fully.
No, I think during the year also he's been very helpful in terms of counting the cash and doing the banking for us and so on.
Yeah.
Which effectively is the treasurer's job, but he has been helping out, I must say. So
yeah, and I've been operating the bank account and making payments, etc., which I'm happy to continue if you're happy with that. Yeah. So Tane help us. I know you've got a lot of personal family pressure, and it'd be nice if you nice of you to continue, and also that we can support you on the side from those angles. banking.
Yeah,
accounting.
I think working together is helping and it's working out quite well. So let's
Right.
continue.
Thank you. Right. Narendra Bhai Chota is probably having his dinner or something. Narendra Bhai Tami Chotia? If not, Narendra Bhai is the honorary pleasure of still being immediate past president. Okay, so he continues as immediate past president, and I'd like to think he's going to be a real asset. He always has been. Lots of advice, good support, and he's been a bit of a mentor as well throughout my session last 2 years as well, which is very, very handy. So thank you, Narendra Bhai. So that's that area. Then now we come to the social secretary role. Social secretary role chair, Deepak. The idea was that Deepak would get backed by Minal as his assistant, but Deepak feels okay, Minal is ready to adopt the main portal of social secretary. Okay. So Deepak, if you're happy with that, would you like to propose Minal for the social secretary, please?
Yeah, I do propose Meenal as a social secretary, but I will be there for her. So
Absolutely, good. So Deepak has promised to be assistant social secretary, okay? Still in the exec. He will support her fully. His commitments are quite large, but Minal will take over the main helm. So Minal, if you unmute and give us a little view as to, I know you've done a fair bit of work already, and you and Hitesh have you and Deepak have put down a lot of effort. I was very impressed yesterday with Deepak's social diary. It reminded me of the old days when we were really, really quite proactive. Next diary, it keeps us on our toes. We're looking forward to some of the programs. And indeed, you have just broken history as well as being the second person on the executive to come on board as a lady. So, welcome to the club.
Thank you. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
They're only size 6, don't worry.
Yeah. No, my view is if Deepak can do it, anybody else can.
Not that easy, actually.
Deepak is such an experienced hand at doing many years. एक जातनी प्रॉब्लम है. तो दीपक ने गमे ते चिंत. મને આ લઈ આવી દે ત્યાંથી તો આ કરી ઓલું પિકઅપ કર આ કરું છું આને બુક કરો છે તો જોઈ ની. The man is insatiable when it comes to his contact list. And
Deepak, you're on speed dial, don't worry.
So tremendous.
All we want is programs that moves together with the community.
Yeah.
There are so many other things that we haven't done lately, like a sports event, like a charity walk. London ma kare che bada charity walk, and we should look at those possibilities as well.
Absolutely.
Holi, we haven't done a Holi for a long time. I know it's
good suggestion.
Conditions, but we can look at all that. Yes.
Yeah, but I think you already come up with a good bag, good news set already, Deepak, which is good. Yesterday, after a children's event chair from Minal's proposal, Taru, Mehfil, and also New Year's Eve, I think it's a great idea. And we can discuss that in the committee in a bit more detail. Budget sathe. And also abundance, which is a potential. It's something that I think young and older and not so old will able to get mixed up and entertained. We're going to have kids there as well. So badan sathe mixed tasks, which will be quite nice. Okay. Right. Otherwise, I think that's all the executive posts done, unless I'm forgetting anything. Committee-wise, I've only had one person so far, two people so far, that want to or wish to stay in the background. Satish Bhai Ganatra wants to actually drop out of the out of the management committee, but will continue with his bereavement work for at least another 3 to 4 months, so that we can get a handover of the bereavement emails that we do. All right. Other than that, Ashok Bhai was also looking to take a break, and I said, sorry, you can't both go at the same time. And he's very kindly, in his normal generous self, has actually said, okay, I will stay on. So he will manage the whole of the bereavement area. Jayanti Bhai Bathiano to full-time support chairman in terms of organizing pratnas vagera sathe. So there's no issue at all. And as far as the actual bereavement side is concerned, emails about Satish Bhai kari aapse. So I'm glad to report other people are staying on. Bija koi na nathi padi. Sudhir Karya, Deepak, Sunil, you were going to have a word with him. I know he's wanting to continue some work and involvement. So are we okay to maybe get him trained up for doing the bereavement from home? Emails?
I asked him, but he's going through radiotherapy at the moment.
Right.
And so he says, look, just wait a while. At the moment, I can't commit.
Sure. Now, that's fair enough. You know what? We got another 3 months. And in Bhagan Dayati, hopefully he'll feel a lot better.
Recovery.
Yeah, so he's been through chemo, he's doing radiotherapy. Yeah, so આપણે carry on course. Okay, so other than, so Sudhir Bhai, Karya and Satish Bhai, we will leave off the list at the moment with the view that we can, we will miss them, or we need to continue. I've asked Jay Lakhani to join the team as well, and he has agreed. Okay, as long as Rupen stays on, he will help, because I said, look, I need maintenance, needs and property updates. His availability for meetings may be lower. So I said, fine, we will live with that. We'll try and get him in on Zoom or otherwise. But Jay will join the team, and I've asked him and got his agreement. So if people are happy with that, I would like to nominate him as a committee member this time. Okay, Satya, and he's done a stunning job on the store neighbor, the extension gate. His commitment was total 100%. Okay, so any less. Bija koine committee wise, I requested, as it happens, Dinaben. Okay, Dinaben. We need a committee member of substance, but it's a very honorary sort of a job, in as much as it's across the board and in religious functions now, consultant effectively, or coordinator. Okay, Dinaben, being Dinaben Blesser, is involved in all our religious functions, one way or the other. Puja nu tayari kariye, kolo karwe. So my suggestion is totally off the record. And એમને કહ્યું મેં Dinaben આવો તો મને જવાબ મળ્યો, which I don't know how to interpret. She says, I'm like a queen without a crown. Now that to me means, okay, so I'm happy to continue, but I don't want a crown. And Dinaben અમે કોઈને crown નથી આપતા, મને crown નથી મળ્યું. તો મેં કીધું તમે આવો તો join થાશો તો મજા આવશે સોગંદથી. Because you know what, it's a post we've not created. અને આપણી પાસે મંદિર આવ્યું છે. મારી ઈચ્છા છે કે આપણે મંદિરની એક સેપરેટ સબ કમિટી કરીએ. The previous committee felt that as well. અને એ સબ કમિટી સેટઅપ કરવા માટે, બધું રન કરવા માટે, એના મંથલી પ્રોગ્રામ્સ કરવા માટે, એ બધું મેનેજ કરવા માટે is going to need a person who's almost dedicated. જયંતિભાઈ બથિયા has offered કે look, તમે મંદિરનું કંઈ કરવું હોય તો મને કહેજે, I will get involved. પણ એવા 2-3 જણા તમે લોકો સિનિયર ભેગા થાઓ ને સાથે તો ફાઇન થશે. તો maybe if somebody joins the committee, then they can form a subcommittee of their own and actually run with it. અને સાથે કરીએ. Dinaben, તમારે કંઈ કહેવું છે?
હા, મારે કેવું છે કે મારી પાસે છે ને 40 વર્ષથી આ કામ કરું છું. મારી પાસે ચેર નથી, પણ ચેરથી ચેર હેડ જ છું કાયમ માટે. પ્રોગ્રામ કરું, I'm always the convener of any of the program, અને મેં કોઈ દિવસ ચેર લીધી નથી ને ચેરની મને કોઈ દી પડી નથી. Whenever needed, I'm there.
બસ હું તમને જોડાવાનું next year હવે.
The committee without a chair.
Yeah, as I said, I like your saying. I'm going to reply on. I'm a queen without a crown. Wow, kya baat hai. Deepak Kumar, bol.
Yeah, on that note, I think quite a few people since we opened our mandir has been asking me, how can we visit the mandir? When can I see the mandir?
Correct.
વડીલ ક્લબ હોય ત્યારે આપણા પ્રોગ્રામ હોય ત્યારે, પણ I think consistency જો આપણે આ જે કમિટી કરવાનું કરીએ છે, it's moving in the right direction, because many people were not here when we opened up, or they couldn't attend for whatever reason.
Yeah.
તો આપણે કઈ કમિટી એવું કઈ કરીએ કે આપણે વાત થઈ હતી જલારામ બાપાના ભજન ને હનુમાન ચાલીસા કે
Yeah.
at least if you got a fixed diary, then we can show it to the
Sure.
people asking, look, we've got all these things happening at the hall.
Yeah. Couple of items કરીએ monthly તોય વાંધો ના આવે. જલારામ બાપા છે. જયંતિભાઈ, તમારે કંઈ છે input to that area? Dinaben, જયંતિભાઈ?
Once a month કરીએ ને આપણે અત્યારે every week આપણે બાલમ મંદિરમાં થાય છે, બધાને ખબર છે, બધા જોઈન પણ ઘણા બધા થતા હોય છે. And always happens on the Zoom. They just take 25 pounds. તમારા ઘરનાને ગાવા આપે, સૌથી પહેલું મંદિરમાંથી થાય. આપણે થોડાક વધારે રાખવાના સ્ટાર્ટિંગમાંથી, પછી તમે ના વધારી શકો. પણ મહિનામાં એકવાર કરો ને, મેં ઘણી વાર સજેસ્ટ કર્યું છે તને પણ કે આપણે મહિનામાં એકવાર જલારામના કરીએ, એકવાર કરીએ. You have to start somewhere to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, no, definitely. અને હોલ પર કરવું છે. આપણે હનુમાન ચાલીસા is a classic one. આપણે ચોટાઈ આપણે નૈનાને આપણે નથી સાથે, but they used to run a જલામ આપણે હનુમાન ચાલીસા club, and I'm sure they would be happy to manage that for us again. જો કંઈ કરાવવું હોય ને એવું કંઈ, દીપક. So Hanuman Chalisa said that we could ask, I think the more people that get involved in the individual Jama subcommittee for the Murti Mate, Tame Hanuman Chalisa Chalao, Tame A Chalao, Tame Olu Chalao, and it's overseen by the committee. Jayantibhai, તમારો views by? તમે એમ ક્વાઇટલી બેઠા છો?
I personally feel કે અત્યારે આપણે બધા આપણે ફંક્શન થઈ જાય અપ ટુ સે નવરાત્રી પછી આપણે the executive plus the committee plus whoever is interested call a meeting rather than discuss it now on the Zoom. We are only 16, 17 of us. The executive said, પછી we sit down on a pen and paper કે મારો વિચાર હનુમાન ચાલીસાનો છે, ગુરુવારે આપણે બાપાના ભજન કરીએ, કોઈ બી સેલિબ્રેશન હોય, કોઈનો બર્થડે હોય, આ લોકો હનુમાન ચાલીસા મંદિરે કરે છે, તો why can't we do at our hall as well? એ તો ઘણા બધા આઈડિયાઝ છે, પણ I think we go to sit down and talk about it rather than discuss now on the Zoom.
Okay, so committeeમાં તો વાત થઈ ગઈ હતી, કરવું છે. Deepak has iterated exactly that. And what we'll do is we'll get maybe first get a pot of people like we did for the Diwali for the Mandir function, Murti Mate, and then nominate somebody. કે તમે આનું કરો, માતાજીનું સાથે, બરાબર ને, સાથે, yeah? Okay, good idea. Thank you for the input, bye. And let's take it from there. Okay, so appointments બધા થઈ ગયા છે. Election of management, that leaves us with the one very important task, which is the reappointment or appointment auditors for LCSL and RA. And if we're, Nalish is smiling and always happy to seva kara mate. Has been a real boost in his timing, in his meticulousness in doing the work, and he works extremely well with Sunil. What can I say? So Nalish, very happy that you agreed to continue, and I would like to nominate that you're retained. It's not an elected post; it's an appointment, but it's my personal confidence in the work you're doing with Sunil.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'll be happy to continue.
Thank you. Thank you. That's lovely. Thanks. Sunil, તારે કઈ કેવું છે ભાઈ?
No, I think it's going quite well. So now let's complete this as for the new committee and the executive committee as well.
Lovely, lovely. So thank you to all the existing members with us out there. Very nice. ચુનીભાઈ, તમારે કઈ બોલવું છે ભાઈ? બોલો ને, ઓપન છે.
Yes. How about Sapta next year?
We can bring that to the committee. આપણે તમે last AGM માં બોલ્યા હતા, જે proposal લઈને આવજો, and we can put that up and talk about it. Absolutely. No reason why we can't. Yeah.
એ છે માતાજીના લોટા છે. We can do that.
Let's.
Outstanding છે. We must do it. We must do it. એના લોટાનું કેદું વર્ષનું છે, પણ પ્રોજેક્ટ આપણો થઈ નથી શકતો. ગોયણી કેવી રીતના જમાડવી એ મોટો ક્વેશ્ચન છે, but we can discuss in the meeting when we decide.
દીપકને મેં ચેલેન્જ આપી છે કે તમે આમાંથી 2 વીક ઓફ લઈને આવો અને આખું ફંક્શન મેનેજ કર, તો હું માનું કે તે લોટાનું ફંક્શન કર્યું. સમજ્યા? એ એમનો
પોસિબલ છે. ભગવાન
પાર્ટ ટાઈમ દોડા
ત્યારે બધું પોસિબલ છે.
2 વીક ઓફ લઈ હોલમાં દરરોજ આવે, બેસાડી જે કરવું એ કરે, લોટા કરે, જમાડે, ગોળીઓ બોલાવે, 108 કરે, કે જેટલા કરો એટલા કરાવશો, બરાબર ને? So it'll be quite good. But now,
અજય,
good idea. Both Sapta and Lota.
અજય, એના માટે પ્લાન પણ તૈયાર છે માતાજીના લોટા માટે. આપણી પાસે ભાઈ એક છે, એ આપણે લોટા શણગારી દે, બધું કરી દે. ગયણી છે ને, જે માણસો 2 લોટાના યજમાન બને, એ પોતાની 14 ગયણી પોતે ગોતી આવે. એ જ કરવાનું છે. બાકી તો બધી તૈયારી, સ્થાપન બાપન બધું, મહારાજ પૂજા બધું રેડી છે આપણી પાસે.
Okay, so first committee meeting is next week. And I suggest you તમારી પાસે બજેટ હોય તો outline ખાલી હમણાં આપીને બજેટ આપશો ને, પ્રિન્સિપલ માં એગ્રી થાય, પછી you can have a subcommittee meeting. અને દીપક સાથે છે, મિનલ છે, obviously social secretary now, તમે છો, whoever else is, પરેન છે, I'm sure be interested. તરત જ તમે કહેશો માતાજીનું લોટાનું છે તો એ તો ઉભો રહી જશે સીધો. Yeah, પરેન ચંદ્રાણા. So
એટલે એ ભાઈએ શું કીધું છે, એ કે જો તમારી પાસે કેટલા લોટા પેલા તમારે તેડવા છે એ નક્કી કરો, એ પ્રમાણે તમે બજેટ કરું. કારણ કે એની માટે બજેટ તો કીધું કે હું તમારી પાસે 2 લોટા શણગારવાના બધું કરવાના 51 પાઉન્ડ લઉં. મેં કીધું એ બરોબર છે, કારણ કે બધું 3 દિવસ 4 દિવસ આવીને પૂજા કરે. શનિવારે આવીને બધા લોટા શણગારી દે, રવિવારે આવીને પૂજા કરાવી દે, સોમવારે સ્થાપન ઓલું કરી દે, ઉત્થાપન કરી દે, બધું કરી દે, તો એના એટલા પૈસા વર્થ છે અને આપણો જ ભાઈ છે.
સો આપણે ઇન પ્રિન્સિપલ લઈ લઈએ કે ભાઈ કરવું છે કે નહીં, અને આઉટલાઈન આપો તમે કમિટીમાં, આપણી નેક્સ્ટ કમિટી મીટિંગમાં, and then we can take it up on as one of the things on the diary, and a date nominate કરીને, if the committee is happy, then you guys have a subcommittee meeting, come up with a more funded proposal કે આ પ્રમાણે છે, આ બધું કરવાનું છે, આ challenges છે. દિનાબેન, sorry, બોલો.
આપણે ડિસ્કસ કરશું ઓલી મીટિંગમાં, કારણ કે ચુનીભાઈનું કીધું એવી રીતના જ પ્લાન કર્યો હતો દીપકભાઈ સાથે કે જે હોય એ પોતપોતાની ગોયણી લઈ આવે. હવે 14 ગોયણી ના જમાડે. અત્યારે એક્ઝામ્પલ આપું કે મારું ફેમિલી છે ને હું સ્પોન્સર આપું 300 પાઉન્ડ કે 250 પાઉન્ડ આપણે રાખીએ એટલે મારા ઘરના બધા કોક તો પ્રસાદી લેવા આવે એમ માણસો બહુ વધી જતા હતા. વી ડીડ એસ્ટિમેટેડ અબાઉટ કે 25 કે આપણે લોટા કરવા પડે બે તો આપણે કહ્યું તો 350 માણસ તો ઈ જ થતું હતું આપણું કે 14 એક લોટાની. એટલે એનીવે વી ડોન્ટ ડિસ્કસ, અત્યારે આપણો ટાઈમ બગડશે પણ પ્રપોઝલ લેવા ચુનીભાઈ વી વિલ થિંક ઓવર કે કેવી રીતે બધાને બોલાવીને જમાડી શકીએ. મેઇન ત્યાં પ્રોબ્લેમ.
Lovely.
I think
સરસ.
AGM meeting is not a discussion about socializing. As I suggested earlier, કે એક્ઝિક્યુટિવ ને કમિટીમાં બેસીને આ બધું સોશિયલ લોટા માતાજી હનુમાન ચાલીસા જલારામ જયંતિ આ બધું બેસીને ડિસ્કસ કરીએ વિથ પેન એન્ડ પેપર. સોસાયટી આ પાસે ન્યૂ છે વિથ ફ્રેશ આઈડિયાઝ પ્રપોઝલ આપશે. અત્યારે આ બધું આઈ થિંક આ લોટા અને માતાજીનું
It's too much detail. No, point taken. So really, that's the last item on the agenda is incoming president's address, which I don't need to say anymore. You heard enough of my views. I'm also breaking history. So I'll be going into my 6th year as far as presidency is concerned. Because of, COVID or whatever. Piyush Bhai did 5 years before me. This is my 6th year term, that's a physical children's. So I think it's, what I'd like to say is okay, we need to do some, what I call forward planning, get people involved and try and actually work the model in such a way that we can have change of scene as well. I'm totally happy, very committed to the job, as you guys know. But I'd like to think we can do some what I call planning in terms of transition planning, okay, forward-wise. So vichar karsu and arrange kariye so that a lot of the work can be shifted to other people so that the president's job is not that intense or not that critical. While there is a head, it may be that we actually attach to the vice president to become president when the term comes. But given there's nobody else, I'm assuming that the AGM here is agreeing in principle for me to continue and for this existing committee to continue as is. Okay, so note karaile society. Okay, thank you. That's it. I've got nothing else to say. Sunil, go for it.
Last but least, thanks to Bansi to help you all the way.
Thank you.
Without her, you won't be shining, mate.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, you are shining.
I would just like to
thank you very much.
Thanks.
હૃદયથી તમને આભાર માનું છું. અને કોકીબેન નો પણ કે ભાઈ જો શાઇન કરતા હોય તો એ કોકીબેન નહીં સવે.
બિલકુલ.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, look, guys, I really would like to thank Ajay and Bansri. They're spending a lot of time for us as a community. So I think if you could show your appreciation in the normal way, it'd be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm very grateful. And that's all I can say. I'm very happy to lend my time. Join. Let's look for another year. Praveen, by Andy Kangyu, he is now raising his hand. Andy, to unmute.
Yeah, okay, I'm unmute. Can you hear me all right?
I can indeed. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So just one thing that I just want to just ask is, initially what kariti about the marriage suite coming up.
Yes,
is there any time scale on that as to approximately when it's going to be if I'm asked by friends and people I know?
So yes and no both. We have to get the hall in such a shape. Okay, it's got the right requirements from the council point of view, and those doors are paramount. And hopefully, with any luck in the following wind, we've been trying this because of unavoidable circumstances. Those doors have been, we've got a quotation, visit, approval from the sponsor for fitting Karamate final approval. Once that's done, I've also invited a planning consultant to come in who specializes in marriage things, Asian Resource Center, Jay Patel. And he came around and he's actually looked at it. He's given me a list of things we need to prepare. But one of the key things is these doors, privacy in the Satya. Health and safety reports, certification. The proposal to make it a viable, exciting venue for us to attract is that we will do what I call state-of-the-art streaming, live streaming from the place itself. So that the people that come in for the wedding will have a completely state-of-the-art, and I'm talking BBC style, proper streaming, okay? Cameras out there will do something. And in Badu Karamate, so anyway, I've got a proposal. All that timeline-wise, I would the planning, what's difficult is the getting the license organized, Andy, and then having a registrar. And Narendra Bhai, by the way, very kindly volunteered he would help with that. So as a registrar, if one of ours becomes a registrar, which you can get training for, then we can use that person to actually come and officiate as a legal requirement, by the way, by law. Okay, so Narendra Bhai, so we made a fair bit of headway, Andy. And hopefully within the next few months is all I can say at the moment. It's a bit open-ended, but as soon as we got a timeline, we will let you know.
Yeah, because once we get there, I'm sure we'll be able to rent the hall a lot more.
Yeah.
And bring our hall in the bit of a limelight in the South London area.
Yeah, no, koi chhed nahi. South Maha, that sort of facility, not even in the council, not in any of the other mandirs ke kind. So if we come up with, as I said, a digitally proofed, very nice layout, and properly done, plus offer a package which is aavo tame 100 jana માટે અમે ખાવાની બનાવી આપશું તમને મંદિર છે અમારી પાસે, yeah, then I think we can put together quite a good package, બરાબર ને?
Okay, can I just from that point ask you a question? આજે digital તું જે કરવાનું કરે છે civil wedding, how much does it cost, or have we done this before? If we have done it before, then we should try do it again, or
sure,
because મને અહીંયા કેશનગીરીમાં ઘણા બધા પૂછ્યું છે, એટલે હું તને કહું છું ઘણા બધા છોકરાઓના લગ્ન કરવા છે ને હોલ ગોતે છે ને કોવિડ પછી બધા હોલ નતા મળતા એટલે I don't know.
Yeah, no.
કે આપણે એના પર જો પ્રેસ કરીએ ને તો આપણું બજેટ our surpluses will start getting better.
Sure. No, absolutely. The technology is there. I know the technology. Okay. And infrastructure, as in, બધું આજકાલ cordless છે. So એવું નથી કે rewiring કરવું પડશે, right? Yes, we have to buy some more kit, which I can produce a costing for quite quickly. અને કોઈ જાતની specific specialist training નથી. આપણે રવિ છે ને, Ravi Rupara, he has been helping me, and he has a proper 360-degree camera, knowledge about these things. I'm costing about his is very high end. I don't particularly feel we need to go that far, but we can decide. Okay. Yeah. The setup, the problem isn't the digital business, by the way. It's more getting this license done. Okay, so license time pachi apne advertise kari શકે. ત્યાં સુધી we can't do that. And even the registrar, none of the Chota is available. But even if we don't have somebody ready, we can still hire them in for a day if we need.
Okay, licensing no see procedure. Where do we go there?
There are 7 or 8 different documents to produce. List up is the first committee ma. I will produce a list. I did do this once before. But હું આજ ફેરે પાછું list circulate કરીશ. As Game Information Resource Center up there, Jay Patel, who's done this before, by the way. He's actually a planning consultant for registry application.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
I will produce a list at the. Okay. Yeah, Biju.
Okay. Finally, if I may just add my tuppence worth, is that I know that I am a sort of a non-active member lately, but I do, and I'm sure I speak for the rest of the community. Thank you very much, Ajay, and your executive committee to carry on during the pandemic and hold the fort and keep the shop open, so to speak.
Thank you.
And congratulations also to all the incoming committee members, particularly Seema and Mino. I wish them well. I wish all of you very well. And from time to time, I will be there. I know you are the key sevaks and of our sanstha, and I hope and I pray Bhagwan tamne bad ape, and you continue, and we will be there to support you whenever and however we can.
Sure.
So thank you once again.
Sure. Thanks.
You can always become inactive to active, ne?
Ji Jainbhai? Sorry,
you can always become inactive to active, ne?
આપણે કોશિશ કરશું જયંતભાઈ, આપણે કોશિશ કરશું.
જયંતભાઈ નું એમ કેવું છે બેઝિકલી
જયંતભાઈ આશીર્વાદ હોય
કે તું કમિટી મેમ્બર બની જાતો થાય.
જયંતિભાઈ ના આશીર્વાદ હોય તો anything is possible.
So
I'll be counting on that.
The character we miss, honestly.
Andy, please come and help us out in whichever way you think is possible for you.
Yeah.
No, Chokas, I will try my best, because I mean, Seva is written in our blood. So I mean, we've been there for years.
No pressure. So hamna tane lei le committee ma.
હું એટલી બધી આ નથી પડતો. No, but I'll tell you now, Ajay, no, it's not I'm not trying to commit myself, I am committed as it is, as a loner, you know, I ain't going no place,
Yeah.
you know,
Andy,
but
થોડું પૂછું ગયો
wherever I
from-
can.
Yeah. No. And you know, the situation now, Andy, very briefly, before we sort out the meeting in 2 minutes, is that the situation we have now is we can pull in people for what I call one-off projects.
Yeah.
Who can come and help manage. There's no, somebody in the committee is taking charge of it. You effectively run with it, which is what we did for our.
No, absolutely. I mean, I see that Mara Vevain and Mara Vevan have been so active. They're putting me to shame now.
Exactly. So you should be a bit more committed.
You know, they're making me feel bad because, you know, those Mara Vevain and Vevan, congratulations and Khub Abhinandan that, you know, they helped so much in putting the mandir together, Koki especially and Sunil.
Yeah.
And because of Ajay and you guys, at least हमने भगवान ना दर्शन થાય છે every time आविए ત્યારે.
Great.
Well said.
So
always
thank
welcome.
you.
Always welcome. They're an integral part of the team, the
Yes.
core team, the Imkeshan, which is super. And we're looking for great things from Seema, from Minal.
Yes, Seema has been there for a long time. She's been with us.
Yeah.
You know, I remember આપણા બધા નવરાત્રિના the dances, you know, in Garba, she used to choreograph. So I wish you all very well, and our support is there.
Now this is the first time Narendra Bhai can do it. Narendra Bhai, are you there, Bhai? Mr. Chotai? I think he might be skipping off to his dinner or something. Okay, not to worry. Thank you all for making it. And badane Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Jalaram. You're always welcome on any Sunday to come in and join for Seva. Ajay Ganatra has organized a special this Friday where we're going to go to Charing Cross and Greenford Mandir do every Friday like a food bank too. So 8-10 જણા 10-12 જણા છે ભેગા થઈને કે બધા Charing Cross જવાના છે, including myself and Badshri, Sunil and Koki, and Deepak can make it. Some people are making it. And Ashok Bhayavana, that's right.
I put my name already.
You have, good. So બધા જેટલા ભેગા થા બધા Charing Cross station ભેગા થા 6 વાગે અને ત્યાંથી પછી સેવા જ કરવાની છે. It's literally not like આપણા ટાઈપનું food bank style છે. એ લોકો account લે આવશે, આપણે મદદ કરવાની છે. So Jalan Bapa's work continues and continues forever. Yeah, બધા આવજો. અને Sunday આપણે ત્યાં કોઈને આવો હોય, just let me know and we'll happily allocate you a nice little slot. બધા આવે છે. જયંતિભાઈ આવે છે, જયંતભાઈ તો regular છે. Everybody, Minal ને બધા તો they're all part of the furniture like we are. But you know what? It's amazing. તમને સેવા જ કરવી હોય તો આવજો, please. You're welcome. Andy, you are still welcome, right?
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, Sunday તને કોઈ દિવસ મન થાય
I was
ત્યારે drive down કરી
I think I must have upset you to take me off the list.
ના હું ખાલી હાઉસકીપિંગ કરતો લિસ્ટ નું સમજો એટલે મેં કીધું તું કઈ નથી જવાબ આપતો, નથી કોઈ કોમેન્ટ આપતો, નથી સેવા આપતો, પછી કાઢી મૂકો તને, બીજું શું હોય?
Well deserved કાઢી મૂકવાનું. No, no, I'm not arguing with that.
No. Look, a few people that we just cleaning up the group, that was all. You're very welcome, you know that. You don't have to be invited, right? તને મન થાય કે તારે સ્ટેટમ થી આવવું છે, સેવા કરીને સ્ટેટમમાં ઘરે જાતા તારી 4-5 ડિલિવરી કરવી છે, all you've got to do is let me know and I will slot you in anytime.
Thank you.
Thanks, yeah. આવી જાજે, please. We'd love to see you. We'd love to see you, right? Yeah? Magic stuff. Okay, thank you, Bhaiya. Chalo. Jai Shri Krishna badane. Jai Jalaram.
Jai Shri Krishna.